Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? We back with another episode. It's the Big Skip Podcast. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know what it is. We back like we never left.
Once again, we back again. Tell a friend, bring a friend. It's the Big and Skip Podcast. And we got a lot to talk about, guys. So thank y'all for sticking with us all this time. You know, much love to all our fans and supporters.
So let's not waste any time. We're going to get into the minor news before we get into the really, really big news. There's some fights coming up.
Yeah, man.
Some fights coming up. Jared Anderson.
Before we get to the porterhouse, let's get to the T-bone. And the T-bone is the Charlo and Canelo situation.
But before we get to that, what about this Jared Anderson Charles Martin fight that's happening?
Oh shit!
Today?
It's today.
It's today.
Oh shit! I gotta tune into that. Hey, Jared Allen is, to me, him and Frank Sanchez.
Mm-hmm.
They are guys, along with Ruiz, who I feel like are. This is just my opinion. I've had time to reflect, you know, especially with us doing this show, and learn to look at it from a professional athlete perspective, because I'm not a professional athlete. So how dare I question? But just from my perspective, from my lens, you know, I feel like Ruiz, Frank Sanchez, and Jaron are better than Wilder in skill and everything. I feel like those are guys that they should be putting against Usyk and against Fury.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm excited to see him tonight, and this is just another test for him, because as he keeps going as a young up-and-coming fighter,
Anderson or Martin?
I'm talking about Anderson.
Okay.
As he keeps going as a young up-and-coming heavyweight,
mm-hmm.
who I feel like maybe not to the extent of Wilder, but he has knockout power and he can box.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
He moves like a lighter guy.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I'm excited about him. For those of you out there don't know about Jaron Anderson, he's one of the up-and-coming young heavyweights in the heavyweight division.
Yes,
and another gentleman I was speaking on previously, Frank Sanchez. He's a little bit older, but he's of Cuban descent. He's another heavyweight prospect who I feel like has the athleticism, boxing ability, and power to give Wilder a night. Like I think personally, Joshua boxes good enough to where as long as he don't get hit, I think he can beat Wilder. To me, Wilder is cool, but it's like, yeah, it's cool when you fighting trash bags or people that can't box and evade your little barroom brawling boxing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But what is your thoughts on the fight tonight with Mr. Anderson?
I'm excited, man. Like you said, up and coming heavyweight boxer. I think the weigh-in was 245. I think what it was. I think that's what I saw. But I'm excited, man. Like I've heard a lot of good things about him. This will actually be the first time I've actually watched him fight. So I'm excited to see.
Yeah, Big Baby is good, bro.
Yeah, I heard about him. Heard a lot of good things about him, and now I'm ready to see if the things I heard about him is facts, which I believe they are. And I believe he's going to show something tonight. And maybe, I mean, who knows? Maybe down the line we get that matchup with a Wilder or a Joshua or a Sanchez or a Fury Ruiz or you know, any one of those guys. I think he's on his way.
I put Anderson on the level of Boots.
Mm-hmm.
Young up and coming fighters in their division.
Yep.
That the guys is popping in their division is older, so they don't necessarily have to throw them a bone or give them a title shot.
Mm-hmm.
But they are the future of their prospective divisions.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna get there. Like I see big things in this kid's future. So salute to Jared Anderson. Looking forward to seeing the fight tonight, seeing what you got. Now the Canelo Charlo. It's been signed. It's official. I forget what date they said. But
it's Mexican Independence Day, so that's probably around September 15th, I believe.
Yeah, sometime in September. So here we go.
I don't know. This fight can go either way. I'm more interested to see in the aftermath of this because, you know, of course, there's going to be a rematch clause, probably.
Probably.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, I'm just glad that Canelo signed on for however many fights he signed on with PBC because I want to see him fight Benavidez. I don't give a fuck about the Charlo. This is actually like a tune-up fight for Canelo. Most people were picking Canelo, especially since bro took 2 years off, but we don't know how this is gonna go. I feel like because we've not no other reason than we've never seen Charlo fight at 168. So not only is he moving up in weight, he's been off for 2 years. Ring rust is real.
Mm-hmm.
Ring rust is real, not just ring rust. I've seen it personally. I can't speak for you. I've seen it personally in UFC, in boxing, in the NFL with Le'Veon Bell. I've seen it in the NBA, Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan. You can't just, even if you are the elite of the elite.
Mm-hmm.
I even seen it with Deion Sanders in the NFL, coming from the booth and coming back to the Baltimore Ravens. You cannot go from the elite of the elite doing this shit every day and then get up off your couch and go do the elite of the elite. You feel me? See Michael Jordan on the Washington Wizards too. He actually twice thought he can get up off the couch and do it, and it just wasn't so. And shout out to Michael Jordan. You are one of the elite of the elite.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So that was just to my point. Like, I don't know if Charlo, after 2 years layoff, and what do they say it was for mental health issues?
Yeah.
So you coming back from mental health issues, whatever those were. I'm not saying mental health issues aren't something of prudence and something of importance, but it's just like, I don't know. What do you think? Who do you think has this fight?
I want to say Canelo has this fight, but I think the layoff is going to affect him a little bit.
The layoff or the move up in weight, or both?
I think more so the layoff is going to affect him a little bit. Move up in weight, I don't think he's going to have too much of an issue with that. But I like them Charlo twins, man.
Yeah,
I do, man. So it's going to be hard for me to just say Canelo got this. Like Charlo ain't.
nah.
They're going to give him a fight, man. It's not going to be no
I think
walk in
this
the
is going
park.
to be the best level. Well, I take that back. Canelo fought Triple G, but this is going to be, and he fought Austin Trout.
Yeah,
So this is going to be some of the best competition that and he fought Floyd. So this is going to be some of Canelo's been tested. We don't know what Charlo will be at 168 after a 2 year layoff against the level of competition of a Canelo Alvarez.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always about black love. I support it. Bro is great. His brother is great, but his brother has been tested. He's shown he's the king of his division by far, clearly.
Right.
You feel me? So at this point, like I said, Charlo is moving up in weight, and they make divisions for a reason, as we saw with Bivol and Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We don't know if, like, he might get slept rock, bro.
You might.
He might get slept rock because he's fighting a person that, even Canelo, when he made the transition from 160 to 168, you know what I mean? He had to kind of cherry pick the fighters he was going to choose before he fought a Triple G and the other top fighters at 168, because he already know what it is. It's like, you know.
That's true. All right. So, you ready to really
let's
get
do
into
it? Oh, let's do it.
You ready to get into the meat and potatoes? The in-depth. All right. That was the appetizer. Let's get to the main course here. NBA free agency and trade season has started.
Before we get in there, we're not going to talk about Bud and Spencer. We're going to say that for last or somewhere, or where we going to do that.
We'll talk about that at a later time.
All right, for sure.
We talked about Bud and Spence enough.
All right, for sure.
We'll talk about that at a later time. That fight, don't forget y'all, July 29th, Bud and Spence. We're going to get into that at a later time. But let's get into this wild last week of NBA.
Hey,
We're going to start off with the first.
Wild is an understatement.
We're going to start with the first domino that fell. Bradley Beal got traded to the Suns.
Wow, bro. I can see it working because both of them, all three of those guys are scorers, elite scorers, but they're not volume scorers. And this is something I had to learn. Like, remember we used to debate over Kobe and Iverson. And used to be like, man, he good, bro, but it's like it's levels to this shit. It's like, okay, Kyrie wouldn't fit into that equation because he's a volume scorer. He's an awesome scorer, but a volume scorer. Bradley Beal can play point guard, and get buckets when he needs to. Because he's scored 30 points a game and they got him nothing. And Booker don't have a problem, as we saw playing off for KD. They all like, to me, I feel like they game potentially. So on paper, potentially, they games could match, because KD he's not a volume scorer, he's a bucket getter.
So first of all, Devin Booker will play the point, not Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal,
Really?
Bradley's not a point
He
guard.
played the point for Washington.
No, he didn't.
Who played the point?
I don't know. Maybe Monte Morris or somebody.
I'm about to say, like,
it wasn't
he
Bradley.
was the primary ball handler. That's what I
No,
mean.
he was the primary scorer. He wasn't the primary ball handler. Devin
After
Booker,
John Wall left, yes, he was.
I know he wasn't. That's why they kept bringing in. Why did they brought in Russell Westbrook?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Bradley
But
Beal.
didn't he play the two
Who?
over there?
Russ?
Yeah,
No, Russell
All right.
Westbrook and Bradley Beal was the starting backcourt, and Bradley Beal was the two.
for sure.
He's always been the two. So Devin Booker will be handling the rock a lot more with Chris Paul going now, or another one we're gonna get into.
Yeah,
doing
man.
This tirade of NBA moves and trades and
Yeah.
stuff. Look, when the trade happened, I was still not sold on the Phoenix Suns. I don't care if you got a bunch of guys who could score. You got to defend. And you got to rebound if you want to win chips.
Right.
Phoenix has a roster now. Like they made some signings yesterday. The center that they signed, I forget his name, Mechie or something from Sacramento. Yuta Watanabe, who was Brooklyn. They kept a Kogi. Some other moves that they made. Like
So they keep aiding.
they keep
Or
it.
use
They
him as a
keep
chip.
They keep
A
it.
flip,
No,
chip to flip.
no, they keeping DeAndre Ayton. Like Phoenix has a roster now of guys who could score. I will give them that. They have a roster of guys who could score the basketball. But I'm still a firm believer in you got to defend if you want to win. You can't like in the regular. The Suns are going to win games. They're going to win games in the regular season. They may finish first in the West, second, third. I don't know. I think they're a top 4 team in the West with the moves they've made. Not just the trade for Bradley Beal, but the signings that they've made over the last really yesterday. Because I don't think they've done anything today.
Are you
yet.
impressed with their coaching? Their coach.
Frank Vogel, that was a good hire, but Frank Vogel was a defensive guy,
which is going to help Aiden.
which is going to help DeAndre Ayton. I don't know if it's going to help the rest of the team. Josh Okogie can defend, but I don't know about the rest.
Those
of
other 3 guys need to be coached at this point in juncture.
I don't know about the rest of those guys if they can defend like that. So Frank Vogel gonna have his hands full trying to get that team to play defense. And Frank Vogel's not a great offensive coach like that, but because he has a team full of scorers, he may be able to get away with
I mean,
that.
it worked out good with PG-13 and Granger.
Yeah, but that was a defensive-minded team.
Yeah.
That was a defensive-minded team with David West and Roy Hibbert and George Hill, Paul George, defensive-minded, Lance Stevenson, defensive-minded.
Was a bucket getter.
Before
he got hurt.
You had guys that was dedicated to defense.
But he played defense too, though.
Yeah, but you had guys on that team that were dedicated to defense. I don't know if they have that in Phoenix right
No.
now. They got a bunch of guys who can score. That alone is going to win them some games in the regular season. It's going to have them a top 4 team in the regular season, in my opinion. I just don't know how that's going to translate come playoff time, because in the playoffs, it ain't about trying to outscore the other team. You got to get stops.
And you got to be able to play in the half court set.
Gotta be able to
not
play
always
the
in transition.
Got to be able to play in the half court. Got to be able to play in the half
So
court.
let's talk about the second domino of the fall.
Hold on. The second domino of the fall was Kristaps Porzingis.
No, I was going before that. Let's talk about him after. I want to talk about the second domino of the fall to me was Jordan Poole and Chris Paul.
No. But that move don't happen. The Kristaps Porzingis move happened before that domino.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this one.
All right, yeah, let's go.
Because this was a huge one. This was a huge one. Kristaps, this is a 3-team deal. Porzingis got traded to Boston. Marcus Smart got traded to Memphis.
That's crazy.
And I forget who Memphis sent back. I forget who they sent back.
They're saying Mike Muscala too, I think.
Whoever. But the crazy.
No, I take that back. Mike Muscala went to Washington for the Kristaps.
Okay. So essentially, Marcus Smart is replacing Dylan Brooks.
Yes, that it upgraded.
That is an upgrade for
And
Memphis.
they got Derrick Rose, as you was
We're
telling
gonna
me.
get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I'm trying to go in chronological order here. Marcus Smart is essentially an upgrade from Dylan Brooks for Memphis.
Very much so.
Great upgrade for Memphis because not only do they get a guy who can play defense, even though he flops, he shoots better than Dylan Brooks. He's more of a veteran presence than Dylan
And
Brooks.
he's been a defensive player of the year.
And he's been a defensive player of the year. And he's been to the NBA Finals. And he's had a whole bunch of success with the Celtics. That was a shocking move, Boston sending Marcus Smart out.
I didn't expect that.
Nobody expected
But they
that.
got Kristaps, though.
But they got Porzingis. Now, Porzingis going to be their starting center. He can play.
He had the best season of his
Had
career
the best
last
season
year.
of his career last
Played
year.
healthy.
Played healthy. Do you see him continuing to do that in Boston?
I do.
As possibly the third guy.
He was the third guy in Washington last year behind Kuz and Bill.
He was
He was under the fly under the radar and get his.
He was the second guy. He was the second guy.
You got.
He was the second guy.
We gonna get the Kuz later.
we get the Kyle Kuzma later, but he was the second guy. Don't do him like that. Let's not get out of control here.
But hey, he showed that it wasn't him. It was Luka.
It definitely was Luka. Which we'll get to that. We got a lot to get to when it comes to the NBA stuff. So what do you think? Do you think good move for the Celtics? Bad move for the Celtics?
I think it's a good move because he plays defense around the rim. He's not like I think like he's in the Rudy Gobert, like, you know, he's gonna get a block shot. He's long, so you know what I mean? It's, you know, and he can get a bucket. So it's like it don't always have to be
Definitely could get a bucket.
Tatum, Brown, back to Tatum. You know, they can throw it in the end. And they can play off of him and play without the ball. So it's just gonna make their offense more efficient and more unpredictable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's Dirk-esque. Oh, I
definitely
forgot. They also sent wait, damn, I'm tripping. Did they send Danilo Gallinari to Washington or to Memphis?
I think they sent him to Washington.
Okay. That's what's up. So it worked out for everybody. It's just unfortunate, like that whole nucleus of Boston.
I'm laughing 'cause
like, look, that whole nucleus
sorry,
of
I'm
Boston.
laughing
I know you
because
don't feel no
the-
sympathy
the-
for me, but that whole
no.
nucleus of Boston, Crowder, my nigga IT, Marcus Smart, all them niggas is gone now.
Yeah.
Gordon Hayward, nigga, the only persons just left, nigga, is Big Al and Tatum and Brown. Everybody else is gone.
Everybody else is gone.
Even the coaching staff.
Even the coaching staff. Here's my thing, and then we'll move on to the other dominoes because news is still coming in too. Like, holding my phone because news is still coming in. We gonna get to something that we talked about before the show that just happened. I don't think Boston is the best team in the East with that move. I still think they're a top 3 team in the East. Top two maybe, and that remains to be seen. Because of some other news we gonna talk about. There's so much shit going on. I'm telling you. I still think Boston is gonna be, top 2.
They're gonna be a force to reckon with.
Them in Milwaukee.
He's gonna be a
right
loss
now.
because I don't know. They got better in the paint defensively.
Yeah.
But they got
worse on the
wing
perimeter.
defensively.
Exactly. That's my thing with them. They didn't get better on the perimeter losing Marcus Smart, and that's where the league is now. Outside of Embiid and Jokic, the league is on the perimeter. I'm talking, and when I say Embiid and Jokic, I mean like real, to the lesser extent, you got the Yusef Nurkic's and the Nikola Vucevic.
I'm about to say, shut up, and Sabonis, baby Sabonis.
And, Sabonis in Sacramento, that the lower level, but I'm far as top level bigs, Embiid and Jokic.
Oh, don't forget about Vucevic.
I said,
my bad.
He's the under. I'm talking about the super top level. It's only 2. You need to work in the East. You need to worry about Joel Embiid. Does Kristaps Porzingis do anything against Embiid? I don't know.
I think he can score on him. I don't think he can stop him.
You can't stop him, but we'll see. I still think Boston's better than Philly.
I find it very hysterically hilarious that when we talking about bigs and post and yada yada yada, you didn't mention one Mr. Towns, Anthony Carl.
He's not a center.
What is he then?
He's a power
I'm gonna
forward.
ask you the same question that fucking
I'm talking about
Gilbert
centers.
and McCants
Centers.
and
True centers. Karl Anthony Towns is not a true center to me. I'm sorry.
so he's a stretch forward. That's
He's
what
a
you
stretch.
saying.
He's a stretch forward. He's not a true center to me. I'm sorry. I'm not going to give him the title of a true center because that's not what he is. And again, like I said on the last podcast, if that was the case, why did Minnesota trade for Rudy Gobert?
I heard he might be getting up out of there too, though.
My point is, if you think Karl Anthony Towns is a true center, you don't trade for Rudy Gobert.
You right.
So that defeats your argument right there.
No, not me. I just
So-
was saying if I found it conspicuous, we was talking about big men. You didn't mention him.
No, because he's a 4. He's not a 5. Anyway, the other domino, the one you brought up. Washington, after they got Chris Paul from Phoenix, sent Chris Paul to Golden State for Jordan Poole. That's basically the parameters. I'm not going to get into the little intricacies and draft picks and all that stuff. Basically, the headliners, Chris Paul for Jordan Poole.
What do you think about that?
Listen, I have no idea how Chris Paul is going to fit coming off the bench with the Warrior because he's not starting over Steph Curry. He's not starting over Klay Thompson. He's not starting over Andrew Wiggins. He's not starting over Draymond Green, who, by the way, signed a 4-year, $100 million deal to stay in Golden State. I don't know why people out there thought this man would actually leave. That was smoke and mirrors.
Steph, Clay, and Draymond were retired Warriors.
Absolutely. Those are Warrior lifers. And right now, Kevon Looney is still their starting center. We'll see what they do as far as the center. But right now, Kevon Looney is their starting center. Chris Paul ain't starting over none of them. So he's coming off the bench in Golden State. At this time in his career, he can still start. But he's not leading the team to a championship. So maybe this 6-man role is going to work for him in Golden State. He's not going to be asked to do everything. But there are going to be times where he's going to be on the court with Steph, and he's going to be on the court with Klay and Wiggins and Draymond Green because the Warriors, as everybody knows, like to play small. And Chris Paul is not move without the ball type of player. He's a dribble, pick and roll, ISO,
Sure.
mid-range.
I seen him change his game,
When?
making the Olympic squads and shit like that.
Yeah, because he had to. You playing with people way better than you. So you had to change your game. Is he going to do that now? Steph Curry's better than him. Klay Thompson, at this point in his career, is better than Chris Paul. Andrew Wiggins has proven that he's not a bust. Draymond Green is Draymond Green. No, Golden State saved his career.
They did, but he still was getting paid a lot of money.
Exactly my point.
Minnesota.
Exactly my point. That's why I said he's proven that he's not a bust. Golden
Yeah.
State saved his career. So that's what that's what I think about that. I think it could work because of the culture.
What about on the receiving end? What do you think Mr. Poole,
Now-
aka
now-
D'Angelo Russell Light, is gonna do over in the Wizards?
Now here's the dynamic with Washington right now. Their two best players, salute to Kyle Kuzma, by the way, 4 years, $102 million to stay
Got
in
it.
DC. Here's what's gonna happen with DC. They're gonna be entertaining. They're going to be interesting because you're going to have two guys on their team. They're going to take 50 shots a game between them.
And not a high percentage.
And not a high percentage. They're going to shoot like low 40%. They're going to take 20 to 25
From 2
shots.
or 3?
Anywhere. No, from 2, definitely. They're going to take 20 to 25 shots a game a piece
Yes.
and probably average 20 to 30. I think Poole could average.
I think for sure Poole gonna average about 25.
Yeah, I think Poole could average 25. I think Kuzma average between 20 and 25.
20.
No, as a starter, I think he as a starter.
He didn't start last year?
Yeah, but he had Porzingis and Bill to take shots from him.
All right. For
Now
sure.
he only got Poole to take shots from him.
Right.
He's going to average
And he
20.
can low key pull rank like nigga. I got a ring. I'm a
Yeah,
vet.
he's going to pull. Well, Jordan Poole can too. He got a ring. So both of those
He's not a
guys.
vet though.
No, he's not. But they ain't.
Yeah.
Neither one of them have been in the league that long
Or accomplished enough to
or
even
accomplished enough.
pull rank.
But on that team, they can because they both got rings.
Yeah.
But they're going to chuck shots left and right.
Yes, sir.
They're going to chuck shots. They're going to make some. They're going to miss more than they make. And I still don't think Washington's a playoff team.
No.
They're not a playoff team.
They a top 10, 11 team in the East.
They may make a play-in game and lose
Yeah.
as a 9 seed or 10 seed, but I don't see them top 8. I don't see
No,
them making the
not at all.
playoffs. And if they
if they do
if they happen
reach top 8 or top 9, that's because they had a hell of a season.
if they happen to sneak in the playoffs, they'll at best losing 5 to whoever they play.
Yeah,
That's what I see from Washington.
and that's high hopes.
That's
nigga.
that's
Very,
pie
in the sky
that's
hopes.
very high hopes for the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think. Hey, Jordan Poole got what he wanted. He gets to go to DC. He gets to be the starter. Tyus Jones, that's who Memphis sent when those moves happened. Memphis sent Tyus Jones. I'm talking about the Boston, the 3-team deal.
Right.
That Memphis was the 13. They sent Tyus Jones to Washington. So there's 3 starters right there. Tyus Jones was the best backup point guard in the league for the past 3-4 years. He's been the best backup point guard in the league in Memphis. I thought Memphis would keep him with John Morant being suspended, but they went out and signed Derrick Rose. Great signing. He's going to start until Ja get back, and then he'll be the backup point guard, which is great because he's also a vet and can mentor that team over there. So great signing for him. We're going to get to the other Memphis move in a minute. Tyus Jones, Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma. I don't know what else they got. Like Tyus Jones is going to get you 15 points a game. He's going to get you 9-10.
Depending on if he's healthy, if he's gonna play or get traded away.
Tyus Jones?
They got Danilo Gallinari.
Gallinari, he's a little up there in age, so he's going. I mean, if he stay, he's going to stay there. I don't think they're going to move him. He get you some points. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
he can get you about a 15 to 20.
like I said, Washington's going to be an exciting team because they're going to be able to score.
Wait, don't him and Kuz play the same position?
Kuz can play the 3 or the 4.
All right.
So I'm sure they'll work that out. So that was the trades. That was just the trades.
Man,
Now the free agency signings that happened.
this shit is wild.
First one, let's talk about this first. We already talked about Draymond Green staying in Golden State. That was expected. Kyle Kuzma staying in DC to me was not expected, and not how much he got.
Not expected.
But he got a little over $25 million a year. You did that.
I mean, for his style to play and shit like that, where else was he gonna go? He's not on the level of I have had time to recollect on what you said, and I look at it and I say, okay, the only players that I felt like really we fumbled the ball with, because we got D'Lo back, we fumbled the ball to me with Lonzo and with Ingram, because they're all-star caliber players. As far as Clarkson and Kuz, Julius Randle, I don't know. I like him, but I don't know what he really would have had to offer us. It's better that he went his own way. But just like Kuz is okay. But even him having an opportunity to go to another team and showcase his talents, what did he really prove? I mean, he got the bag right now, but Bill is gone. So they have the bag to give you. So it's like, I don't know. Like I don't know. What is Kuz? Is he a 2? Is he a 3? Is he a 3? Is he a 4? When I say is he a 3 or a 4, I mean is he a 3 or is he a stretch 4? Is he a number 2 or number 3 option? Is he Tobias Harris or is he Maxey? Like, and I mean that metaphorically. Is he Tobias or is he Maxey? Is he 2? Is he the 3?
No, he's not a 2. That's one thing. He's too tall to play that 2. He's a 3 or a 4. He can play the 3. He can play the 4. He's not. I don't want to say he's a stretch 4 because he could do more than just stretch the floor. He could slash. He could get to the basket. I don't want to say.
Is he a number 2 option or number 3 option? That's basically what I was trying to say. Not just.
I mean, he's the number 2 option on a team like Washington that don't have expectations.
That's why I said, where else was he gonna go?
Sacramento.
They was gonna pay him the bag for Sacramento. Oh, I could have seen him working there.
Sacramento was the team that was rumored to have the money.
They should have went for it. Did
they
they keep Barnes?
They kept Barnes.
That's why
they ended up keeping Barnes, and that's why Kuzma stayed in DC. So, I mean, this is the second deal that he's
Barnes is gonna play his position and not jack shots.
Exactly, and I don't think that's what Sacramento wanted with Kyle Kuzma, because Kyle Kuzma is gonna want to take. He would have took shots away from De'Aaron Fox, and De'Aaron Fox is the man out there,
and that's not gonna work with Mike Brown. Mike Brown not gonna go for that.
the other big fish that didn't move was Kyrie Irving. 3 years.
That's surprising.
3 years,
bro.
126 million.
Even though,
and I think
even
that
though I
third year
know
was an
Mark Cuban
option.
got the money for that, it's just to me that don't work. It don't.
I don't think.
Like,
I don't.
it don't,
I mean, I don't
like,
think it
they
works
need
either.
look. If that's gonna work, for their third option, they need a hell of a 3-and-D. They need like a PJ Tucker or a nigga like that that's gonna come in and lock down the best player on the other team to where them two don't have to do nothing but score.
They need a big who can protect.
And they need that too
Because
they let
JaVale- they let
your
JaVale
opinion is
McGee-
not JaVale McGee getting burned.
They let him walk.
That's stupid.
They let JaVale McGee walk. Dwight Powell is a free agent. Christian Wood, I believe, is a free agent. Like, all their bigs are free agents.
That's crazy. What are they trying to do over there?
Who else did they have? They had another big. Oh, Maxi Kleber is the only big they still got, but he's a stretch 5. He's not a rim protector. Like, he's not a rim protector. So Dallas, to me, so far, they've done nothing to improve their team. Nothing.
If anything, they got worse.
Absolutely nothing to improve their team. So I'm not a believer in the
That
Dallas.
goes for the Dallas Cowboys too.
we talking about.
I just had to throw that in. We talking about Dallas.
I believe the Dallas Mavericks have done nothing to improve their team. Some other big news. Hold on.
You got breaking news?
I got some breaking news, but let's get to breaking news from earlier today. Damian Lillard, remember we talked about that? He has officially asked for a trade.
Shit just got real.
The shit just definitely got real. And by the way, congratulations to the Spurs for taking Victor Wembanyama, Charlotte taking Brandon Miller, and Portland, by the way, taking Scoot Henderson. Great pickup by those 3 teams. But Portland.
Hey, I want to say something right now, and I'm going to get on that person's head later. Great draft. Shout out to the youngsters. Much success to you. But you dumb bum, you're going to bring up some bullshit during the draft and this man late, and he trying to motherfucking become something in life. That was foul to you, and I'm going to get on your head later. I'm not even going to say your name before all the real sports
Male or
watchers.
female?
We know who we talking about, female.
I know exactly what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
I'm gonna get on her head
we
later,
both
bro.
can get on her head. Fuck her. But anyway, Damian Lillard asked for a trade.
To who, though?
I'll tell you.
I'm
So
saying.
they're saying what I saw with the 3 teams was the Clippers, the Heat, and Philly. But Damian Lillard is saying, at least that's what they're putting out there, he wants either Miami or Brooklyn.
Why Brooklyn, though?
Yeah, I don't agree.
That is stupid.
I don't agree with Brooklyn at all. Like,
you going from
but
the same situation.
you going to the Eastern Conference version of the Blazers if you go to the Brooklyn Nets, a team that's going to have you and a bunch of who else? Because Brooklyn,
Dinwiddie
gonna
is
have
cool.
yeah,
I fuck with Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie's cool, but you don't have
Cam
to.
is cool.
You okay? So okay. They're not going to give up Cam Johnson. They just re-signed Cam Johnson 4 years, $108 million. Get your money, brother. They're not good. So out of Mikal Bridges and Spencer Dinwiddie, they're going to have to give up one of them.
They got your friend,
Who?
Mr. Simmons.
Give a damn about Ben Simmons, man. Oh, sorry about that. He's gonna get that. I don't give a damn about Ben Simmons. Fuck him. I don't think it's a good idea for Damian Lillard to go to Brooklyn.
What about the Knicks?
No.
Is it a better idea than Brooklyn?
No,
Yes.
because they got Jalen Brunson and R.J. Barrett
Right.
and Emmanuel Quickly.
I forgot about that.
No, the Knicks don't deserve. What
about Harden?
Let me not say they don't deserve Damian Lillard, but no to the Knicks. Harden, no, we get to Harden in a minute.
Yeah.
Damian Lillard to Miami makes sense.
Very much.
Makes big sense.
It makes sense to Philly, too.
Here's the problem with Damian Lillard to Miami. Portland don't want Tyler Hero. Because you know Tyler Hero is going to be included in any trade talk Miami tries to do. I don't know if Portland wants Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson is going to be included in any trade talks Miami tries to do. Miami had already traded Victor Oladipo back to Oklahoma City. So he's out. Gabe Vincent signed with the Lakers. He's out. Max Strus. Huh?
Yeah, Strauss.
Max Strus signed with Cleveland.
K Love wants to
He's
go
out.
to the Lakers or the Suns.
Kevin Love re-signed with Miami.
He did?
Yes, he did.
I just seen this morning that niggas that was talking about.
He re-signed a 2-year deal with Miami.
Oh, for
He's
sure.
out. Bam Adebayo ain't going nowhere. Jimmy Butler ain't going nowhere. Who else do you have?
Kyle Lowry?
Kyle Lowry could be included. I'm actually, it's starting to hit me right now. I'm trying to figure out what does Miami have to send over there if the best player you can send over there, Portland doesn't want, which is Tyler Hero.
What I'm saying, they can send Tyler Hero some money and some draft picks.
Yeah, but Portland does
They're
not.
clearing space for
Right,
them.
I understand that, but Portland does not want Tyler Hero.
So what could the Clippers offer? PG-13?
For who? Damian Lillard?
Yeah.
No. It would have been it would have had to be a deal where Dame goes to Philly, James Harden goes to the Clippers, which is another huge rumor.
Didn't
And
you just say he might go to the Clippers though?
huh?
You just said Dame Clippers was a team.
Yeah, but that would have been a 3-team deal. That was other people saying the Clippers don't. The Clippers would. I can't.
So they're gonna stay with Russ.
I don't even know if Russ is gonna resign there.
Hey,
The Clippers haven't even made a move. That they haven't made no moves yet, and they've actually offered. They said Visa Zubac is available for trade, which is fucking stupid
Crazy.
to me.
crazy.
Like, this dude is your best big center.
The Lakers fucked up letting him go.
They don't know. They fucked up big time with Visa Zubac. I don't understand. Like, listen. I've been saying this in my sports chat for the past, month, is that the Clippers front office gets so much love because they have Steve Ballmer, who's the richest owner in sports, and they have Jerry West, who's a consultant. They have Lawrence Frank, and they put this team together with nothing but wings and all this other type stuff. But the Clippers haven't done anything. So my thing is, why is the front office getting all this love when they haven't accomplished
They
anything?
put shit together, but it's not
To
been
do
the
what?
front office.
To do what?
Injuries,
Okay, but they haven't made any moves to counteract those injuries.
right?
So if you try to go after a James Harden or a Damian Lillard, what we just discussing offline is that this new CBA has these tax aprons.
Right.
The Clippers are at the second apron, which means they have to absolutely match salaries. James Harden's salary is $35.6 million. He opted in with Philadelphia, but
Because he didn't have a market.
because he didn't have a market. Nobody wants him. Says a lot about James Harden. And
You know what? Let's not speak hyperbole. People want James Harden, but not at James Harden price.
okay, we'll go. We'll go with that route. We'll go with that route. They didn't want James Harden at that price. But here's the thing: he opted in. Whoever wants to trade for him, they're going to get him at that price.
Yeah.
So again, getting back to the Clippers, they have to match his salary. It's always been like that, but now you really got to match his salary. Like, not with
Match his salary
not-
or the throw-ins. All the salaries got to match.
I mean, not with draft picks. You have to send players. I'm talking about Marcus Morris Sr. I'm talking about Norman Powell. I'm talking about who else they got? They didn't keep Eric Gordon. He's gone. I'm talking about a guy like Robert Covington. Who else is on the Clippers?
Terrence Mann.
A guy like Terrence Mann. Because they're not going to send out Kawhi Leonard. They're not going to send out Paul George.
They still got Norman Powell?
Yeah, they still got
All
Norman
right.
Powell. He's still under contract. But you're going to have to send guys out to match contract. Maybe he beats Zubac. But you're not going to send him to Philly because he's not going to play in front of Joel Embiid. So you're not going to send him to Philly.
They got Nick Batum.
Dave Batum is another guy. Like, they got all these wing players that they're going to have to send out. So if you get James Harden, again, the Clippers are doing something that I've been against, and I'm going to continue to be against, is having a big three and no depth. That's what cost the Suns last year. You traded for Kevin Durant, and you lost all of your depth.
So did the Lakers lose their depth in getting the big four
No, the Lakers, what you talking about?
in 2004?
It was a different time, totally different time. We talking 20 years ago.
All right.
But they did lose their depth when they made that dumbass trade for Russell Westbrook. Sending out Kyle Kuzma, sending out Montrezl Harrell, sending out KCP
Yeah.
for Russell Westbrook. It didn't work. You lost all of your depth because you look at when they made that trade, who did they bring in? Carmelo Anthony,
That wasn't really.
Dwight.
I don't know.
You brought back Dwight
I don't
Howard.
look at him being on our team as a bad thing.
No. My point is
Yeah.
that Carmelo Anthony is up there in age, and we're gonna
For
get
sure,
on that in
for
a
sure.
minute.
Yeah.
You lost guys who can defend. Even last summer, when you brought in like Patrick Beverly, Kendrick Nunn,
Schroeder.
the other guy, Dennis Schroeder, like you brought in all these little guys to try to guard the Jason Tatums of the world. What the fuck are
So
you
you
doing?
was against
And
Avery Bradley
Brandon
on our squad.
Ingram. You talking about in 2020?
Yeah.
We had depth in 2020. We had Danny Green in
You know what
2020.
I'm saying? I
We had
remember
KCP.
you at that time, even before our show, talking about we had little guards.
No, we had Danny Green and KCP who could guard perimeter players. We had JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard who could play center.
Right.
That
right.
allowed LeBron James and Anthony Davis to play their natural position,
Yeah.
the 3 and the 4. We haven't had that since then because we didn't have LeBron James playing the fucking 4 and Anthony Davis playing the fucking 5, which is why I like what the Lakers have been doing, especially with signing Jackson Hayes. Young kid, 6'11", set screens, rim protector, lob threat. JaVale McGee. That's who Jackson Hayes is. He's a younger JaVale McGee.
Should we overpay for Reeves?
Man, we do whatever we need to do to keep Austin Reeves. We do whatever we need to do to keep Austin Reeves. And while we at it, let's get on what the Lakers have done. First big domino, remember we talked about, again, offline, I told you the Lakers will bring D'Angelo Russell back on a 2-year deal, maybe around 40, 45 million. It was 37 million.
That's surprising to me.
2 years,
They
37
was
million
talking
with a
shit. The coach benched him
with
and all
a
kinds of shit.
with a player option for D'Angelo
second
Russell
year?
for the second year.
All right.
So I think both sides win because D'Angelo Russell.
This is an audition tape for
This is
him.
an audition year for him. Hey, show us you worth 30 million or 25 million, which you was asking for. You do that, opt out and go get more money. If you don't
Or
show
we
that,
might take a risk on
or we
you.
might take a risk on you. If you don't do that, you need to chill out, opt in, and keep going and run it back. But I like what the Lakers did because the Lakers said that they were about continuity,
Yeah, I was
keeping
just
the
about
team
to say,
together, keeping the shit
Yeah.
together, and just building around the edges. They've done that. Let me talk about the moves the Lakers have done. The Lakers.
So who did they lose? And
So
who
the
did they
Lakers
gain?
lost. So let's get into it. The Lakers, first of all, re-signed D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah.
They re-signed Rui Hachimura. They're gonna re-sign Austin Reeves. I don't care what nobody says. They're gonna match whatever offer he gets, or Austin Reeves is gonna take 4 years, $54 million from the Lakers. He's not going anywhere.
He ain't done like Dennis.
Yeah, they lost. They waived. They didn't guarantee Mo Bamba's contract, so he was a free agent. They declined the team option on Malik Beasley. So they essentially
So
replaced
he's a restricted or unrestricted free agent now.
who?
Beasley.
Unrestricted.
All right.
So they essentially replaced Troy Brown with Taurean Prince. Great move. They essentially replaced Dennis Schroeder, who 2 years, $26 million with the Toronto Raptors. They
Get your
essentially,
money.
and he earned it, man. Hey, salute to Dennis Schroeder, man. You earned that.
Hey, he
I
had
hope-
to get that back for the. He fucked off the bag.
And we'll get to that one in a minute because there's a reason Toronto signed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that one in a minute. They essentially replaced him with Gabe Vincent. Now, I like that move because Gabe Vincent is not afraid to shoot the ball. He may get a little crazy, but he's not afraid to take those shots.
That's Miami Heat's Gabe Vincent,
And
right?
he will, Miami Heat's Gabe Vincent. And he will make those shots. A lot of people will point to what he did in the finals, the last 3 games. He didn't shoot the ball well. All right, that's because Miami kind of figured him out. Miami don't have the team where you need to, like, they don't have a LeBron James and Anthony Davis. That's no disrespect to Jimmy Butler
And
and Bam Adebayo, but they are not LeBron James and Anthony
No,
Davis.
not at all. No day to week.
Gabe Vincent is going to get so many open shots. I just need him to knock them down. That's all I need him to do. Just knock
The
them
only
down.
thing, hey, this is you may disagree. Our fans may, and with that, I want to say, check this identification for station identification. Press that like button. Press that share button. Press that subscribe button. Tell a friend, bring a friend, come again. Bam and Jimmy Butler have more heart, dog, and desire than Anthony Davis and LeBron. To me,
Disagree because
like he's not a better player than
Dis-
Davis,
I
but he
disagree.
just got that dog.
I disagree because they beat them in the finals. So that disputes
They
that.
they had a better team. We already established they're better players. I'm not saying they're. I'm saying as far as that heart, desire, determination, not skill, not
I
game.
disagree with that, but okay. That's the topic for another day. They
Yeah.
essentially replaced, like I said, they essentially replaced Troy Brown with Taurean Prince. I love
What about
that.
Vanderbilt?
I love that. No, Vanderbilt's still here.
He's still there? Oh,
He's
all
still
right.
there. I love that signing, Torian Prince. He's a vet. He's a wing, 6'7", can knock down the three, can guard the perimeter. Excellent signing. Good riddance, Troy Brown. I can't stand him. I think he has the IQ of a fucking peanut on the basketball court. And he signed with Minnesota. So essentially, Minnesota and the Lakers swap wing players. Good luck in Minnesota, but whatever. Cam Reddish. Oh my goodness. The Lakers have been linked to Cam Reddish ever since last year. Not this past season, but the year before at the trade deadline when Cam Reddish was still with the Knicks. And we could have traded for him then, but the Knicks was asking for some astronomical shit.
Dumb trying to rob a nigga.
Yeah, that's what teams do to the Lakers. They try to rob the Lakers and ask for like 85 draft picks for a role player. But we finally got him on the 2-year deal. I love that pickup. Another guy who could 6'8", can stretch the floor. Big signing. I told you we kept D'Angelo Russell already.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jackson Hayes, I said that already. I love what the Lakers have done. I absolutely love what the Lakers have done.
So are
Like
you
I said,
happy
all we gotta
the
do
Lakers chose to stay pat?
I
with
do.
D'Lo
I do.
Instead of getting to the Chris Paul and Kyrie
I do.
sweepstakes?
I do. Because D'Lo, put it like
Because
this.
you and a lot of the homies was talking shit about D'Lo.
No, we was because there's expectations. But here's my thing with D'Lo, right? In the regular season, D'Lo was great for us. In the playoffs, kind of fell off. He didn't kind of fell off. He fell off. Especially in the
playing game.
Especially in the West Finals. Oh, and speaking of the West Finals, speaking of the Denver Nuggets, I'm sorry. Mike Malone, he ain't going nowhere. Nah, we running it back. Nah, Bruce Brown is gone. Bruce Brown is gone. Indiana
You know how it
Pacers.
go. Championship teams, it's hard for them to stay together because niggas be on their bag and it's hard to keep the nucleus
He
together.
definitely wanted his bag. He was like, I got my ring. I'm going to get my money. 2 years. First of all, I'm going to get on Bruce Brown's head later. I got something to say to Bruce Brown.
Well, I got something to say right quick, right? Remember we was talking about how we was talking about the old niggas need to get on. Now, do you think right now on how many teams in the NFL? 32?
32.
All right. Do you think that on a winning team that Mr. Swaggy P, West LA's own, could have a spot coming off the bench and be serviceable in the NBA right now
Maybe.
and still get you about 12 or 15?
Maybe.
Because you were saying, you was talking real tough about these young niggas and the old niggas need to get on and let these niggas do their thing. But we know what Swag is going to do.
But the problem,
we know what Jamal Crawford going to do. We know what Lemon Pepper is
So
going to do.
what? They're old. Why do we need 40-year-olds in the NBA, man? Why?
I feel it.
Everybody that is keeps saying Lou Williams need to be on the team, Jamal Crawford need to be on the team, Dick Young need to be on the team, Joe Johnson need to be on the team, Dwight Howard need to be on the team. There's a reason why these guys are not on teams. It's because they are up there in age. The NBA is not an old man's game. The game changes. Players change. People come in, they do their time, they move on. It's not you go to the NBA and play until you 95 years old. It's time to move on.
I got you, bro. Let's get back on topic. I just want to say that right quick while it was on my mind.
But anyway, I like what the Lakers have done. I'm going to name some other notable moves that I'm looking at right now. Jeremy Grant staying with the Blazers, 5 years, $160 million.
That's a good deal. I'm happy for Horace's nephew.
That's good for them, but they about to lose Damian Lillard. Chris Middleton stayed in Milwaukee, 3 years, $102 million.
Anthony Simons will be day star now.
He will. The Bulls pretty much kept their team. Nikola Vucevic is staying, Kobe White is staying, and they signed Javon Carter, which they
What about
needed.
their guard? Is he staying or going?
Cool.
Light skin.
Right now, there's no news on any of those guys, so we'll see.
No, not Lonzo, nigga.
You talk about
He might have to
talking
retire.
about
if
Zach-
this
you
shit
talking about
don't
Zach-
go right
you talking
with
about
the
Zach-
surgery he just had.
you talking about Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
There's no news on him right now, so I think he's staying. I don't see him going.
What about the other homie?
I think DeMar DeRozan is staying too.
All right.
Other notable news: Seth Curry is going back to Dallas.
Oh, the little Sethy?
Yeah, he's back
That's
in Dallas.
cool. That's cool.
New
He
Orleans
needs to get out of Brooklyn.
Yeah, New Orleans is keeping Herb Jones. Minnesota.
You know who should have tried to get him? Who could use a player like? I think he would have fit well with us.
Too little.
Even coming off the bench.
Too little.
All right. Who do you think he would have fit well with? You think he would have fit well in Phoenix?
He could have.
All right.
He would have fit with what they're trying to do. Speaking of Phoenix, let me go to the names they signed. Drew Eubanks. They kept Damian Lee. They signed Keita Bates-Diop. Chimezie Metu, that's the center from Sacramento. I like that move for them. They kept Josh Okogie and they signed Yuta Watanabe.
They still got the African cat.
Bismack Biyombo, now I think he might move on.
All right.
Jock Landale is another one of their bigs that's a free agent. I think he might move on. They still got Ayton, this is it's about time for you to prove yourself, DeAndre Ayton. You was the number one pick in the draft, man.
You have so much potential.
You got so much potential
to be what Patrick Ewing should have been, but didn't.
Yeah, it's time for you to prove yourself.
You should learn from Patrick Ewing. Don't be so finesseful. Don't be afraid to use your athleticism and aggression.
Exactly. Speaking of getting back to the Raptors, why they signed Dennis Schroeder to that 2-year, $26 million deal?
Because Houston overpaid.
Because Houston's 3 years, $130 million for Fred VanVleet.
He's not bad,
Not
but
bad
he's not $130 million good. Like, come on, man.
Over 40.
Like, if he can pay that, do you understand that right now it's a whole lot of other players, even taking like a CJ McCollum. He's way fucking better than fucking Van Fleet. So that means he's way underpaid. Ingram is better than fucking Van Fleet. And if we just gonna go off or just players I think is better, even if we're gonna go off a position, like, damn, this nigga's getting paid like Brunson or some shit. You feel me? Like, and no, don't get me wrong, Fred VanVleet got a ring. He did his thing.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? But he is in the second tier of point guards, maybe even third.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can agree with that.
Like,
maybe third.
I'm not saying he's whack. Like, to me, Jamal Murray proved this season to me he's with the elite of the elite. At first, I wasn't taking him serious. I wasn't taking Yoke serious either. But both them niggas is legit players. This, far be it from me. That man got the bag. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And what I've learned in life is I don't want to talk about another man's money. Mm-hmm. But just speaking as a fan, again, from my lens as fans, it's like, damn, if this nigga's making this money, then other players that are by far clearly better than him, they should be making double or triple what he's making.
And they're going to. They're going to. You just got to understand, like, the landscape of the NBA. Contracts, lucrative contracts continue to rise. TV deals are going to continue to rise, except for Bally Sports. And other things are going to continue to rise. It's going to allow these teams to pay their players what they're worth. Get Desmond Bain, 5 years, $207 million to stay in Memphis. Tyrese Halliburton, 5 years, $206 million to stay in Indiana. Are these guys top tier players? No. Excuse me. Are these guys second tier players? I wouldn't say so. Third tier players? Borderline.
When you say third tier players, you mean in terms of role player?
No. I mean, like,
glue guy. When I say glue guy, I mean just like a guy that's a Swiss Army knife. He can do whatever you want him to do. Like, what do you mean when you say third tier?
When I mean third tier player, I mean you're a starter in this league, borderline all-star.
Tobias.
Like a Tobias Harris. Second tier, I mean you're an all-star, starter, things of that nature. Right. And then top tier, you are NBA, superstar. MVP type, superstar, those type
All right,
of
so what's the difference between all NBA first team and all NBA second team to you? Because some guys that's on the second team should have been on the first team.
Yeah, that's still first team and second team is still like top tier to me.
All right.
That's still top tier. That's basically saying you were one of the 10 best players in the league that season. That's basically what that's saying.
So what is all NBA third team to you?
Second tier.
For sure.
Second tier.
All right, for sure.
Second tier. Yeah.
And that would definitely be Jimmy Buckets then.
he should have. Maybe he should have been third team this year, but he didn't have the regular season to make him an All NBA player. I think with Jimmy Butler is what he did in the playoffs up until the NBA Finals is what made people say what we were saying about him, calling him Hemi Buckets. But when he got to the NBA Finals, he went back to being Jimmy Butler.
Was that because he went back to being Jimmy Butler, or was it because he was gassed from carrying his team all the way through better teams?
That doesn't matter. Like I said, the NBA Finals, that's not an excuse. You get it done. If you can make it to the NBA Finals, you need to get the team over the finish line if you're the best player on the team.
I feel it.
That I'm not going to give him an excuse or a pass for that. I'm sorry. No. I forgot what I was saying before that came up.
We were talking about these trades, man.
Oh, yeah. So, like I said, I was talking about, I don't remember what I was talking about.
We got off the Lakers. We were talking about Fred Fleet.
Oh, Fred VanVleet. He does, got a ring. He was an integral part of Toronto winning the championship when they won. He still, maintained that level of play. I don't want to say he got better, but the level of play he was at in 2019, I think he maintained that. I just don't think he got better to where he could get over $40 million from a year from the Houston Rockets. That's what I was going with that. That's
what the graph. He didn't do this. He kind of just
kept it steady. That's where I was going with this. Fred VanVleet is now on a team that has a bunch of young talent. Got Jalen.
Is he going to start?
He better start making 40 million.
They got 3 top draft picks. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but 2 of them is guards.
He got to start though. He has to start.
Right.
You're not going to pay somebody that much money to come off the bench. You can't. Maybe Houston got something else up their sleeve because I believe they're still trying to sign Brook Lopez, who remains unsigned right now.
Do you think we should go after him?
I don't know if we can
afford
him now, especially since we already signed a center, and the only thing we got left to do is sign another big, probably, and Austin Reeves.
I got a hot take. I think Orlando should take a swing at Brook Lopez.
They'll miss.
Is he that bad to you?
No, he not. Brook Lopez is good. Orlando not going to be able to sign him.
I'm about to say, because they got some young talent on that team.
But Orlando's not going to be able to sign him. They ain't got the money to give him.
All right.
I think Brook Lopez, the options for him are to remain in Milwaukee, or he could go to Houston, who's going to offer him a bag, or he could go to San Antonio, who's going to offer him a bag to mentor the French kid.
Yeah, he could. He got a ring already, and it'll fit with his style of play. Where could he go and be an integral part of winning outside of Milwaukee?
And that's the other question. Nowhere. Because all the other teams that could win, the Lakers
they don't
can't.
Need him.
It's not that they don't need him. What can they give him? The Lakers can't give him what he may want.
So what is
money-wise?
What is the amount of money does he garner? Top dollar?
No. So there's the mid-level exceptions. Non-taxpayer mid-level exception. We could offer a player like 13, 14 billion or something like that a year. I don't know if that's going to be enough for Brook Lopez. He may get 16, 17 million. I don't know. But he still can get it done. He can knock down a three. He could
play in the post always.
He always could play in the post. Always been able to do that. Yeah, he was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year last year. I think I want to say he finished second behind Jaren Jackson. Or third, I don't know. But he was top 3 Defensive Player of the Year voting last year. So he's a player that a team could use. Definitely a player that a team could use. He knows how to win. He's a champion. And so I think whoever gets him, whether he stays in Milwaukee or goes elsewhere, they're going to get a really good center, maybe a top 15 center in the league. I still think he's that good.
Yeah.
But as I said, I don't know where he's going because what the market is. Maybe Dallas is a team that could use a Brook Lopez. Dallas could definitely use a Brook Lopez.
For sure.
But Dallas can't offer him anything. They can't offer him anything. So I don't know. Where that could go.
Looks like his best option is to stay where he at.
It might be to stay where he at. Like I said, Milwaukee just re-signed Chris Middleton. They lost.
Oh, he came back? I
Yeah.
thought that nigga opted out the free agents.
So he opted out and then they re-signed him.
All right.
Yeah, that was just smoke and mirrors. Everybody knew he was going to re-sign. Like nobody. There are certain people that opted out that nobody thought they were going anywhere. Chris Middleton and Draymond Green. Those guys weren't going anywhere.
I knew Draymond wanted to go nowhere.
Everybody in their mama knew Draymond Green wasn't going anywhere. That's why, like, salute to the people at ESPN and at Fox and TNT, the NBA gurus there that do what they do and write the articles they write and speculate on things. But there's certain stuff you just should not speculate on. The second Draymond Green opted out, Phoenix is a contender. The Lakers are a contender. The Mavericks are a contender to sign Draymond Green. Is Draymond Green going to leave the Warriors? Like, let's keep it a buck. Draymond Green was never leaving the Golden State Warriors. Never. Chris Middleton was never leaving the Milwaukee Bucks. Never.
And
There's certain people you just don't say that about. Kyrie Irving, I get it. But I was always under the thought that he would re-sign with Dallas because they could offer him the most money.
yeah. And with that, let's transition into ESPN and the goings on at the Disney,
Oh,
the
shit.
House of the Mouse.
Oh, shit. Damn, man. Damn.
I want to start off in saying that
Now,
shout out
any
to
other
my
day,
boy Jalen.
any other
I
day,
should have seen it right on the wall because I didn't realize they canceled Jalen and the Jacoby. So that should have let people know
yeah.
what was going on. But
Any other day, that
Yeah.
would have been the headline news in the sports world. But let's go through some of these names here. Jeff Van Gundy, Jalen Rose, Keyshawn Johnson, Max Kellerman,
Jay Williams,
Susie. No.
He resigned?
No. Anything?
I heard he's in negotiations.
Anything is not on the list.
Oh, all right.
Susie Colbert, Chris Chelios, Matt Hasselbeck, Steve Young, Rob Ninkovich, Neil Everett, Ashley Brewer, June Lee, LaFonso Ellis, Todd McShay, which blew me away with that one, Jordan Cornette, Jason Fish, David Pollock.
Steve Young?
All gone. All laid off.
Hey, them niggas are going to Fox.
Guess who? Now, there is one name that popped up later that got let go from ESPN, who I am, maybe I'm wrong for saying this, but I am extremely happy this person got let go from ESPN. The guy by the name of Nick Friedel.
I heard that name
You
before.
could kick rocks on me.
What is his specialty? What is
NBA.
What is his
NBA. He was an ESPN beat writer for. Last team I remember was the Bulls or the Warriors, one of those teams. But he was an NBA beat writer for ESPN for
Yeah,
whatever
that name
team.
sounds familiar.
Yeah, but he can go. He can go.
Steve Young.
He
what
can
the
go.
fuck?
I don't know what they're gonna do with the
Keyshawn
NFL.
gone too, right?
Keyshawn gone. Max Kellerman gone.
But I heard that Jay Will is in negotiations and he might be gone.
He might be. I don't know what they're gonna do with Jay Will, but he's still there as of now.
I heard Nikovic was gone.
Yeah, Ninkovich is
I
gone.
can't believe what the fuck, man.
Yeah,
Steve Young is gone.
It's crazy.
That shit is fucking
crazy.
crazy.
The names of the people that they let go.
And you said the other one. What was the other one you said that shot you after?
Todd
season?
McShay.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Todd McShay. Yeah, that
So
one shot
there
the
ain't gonna be
hell
no more
out
Kuiper and McShay.
of-
Fucking quarterbacks, whoopty.
Susie Colbert hosted NFL Countdown.
I know.
Gone.
That's crazy. So are
And
when
Matt
you say
Hasselbeck.
gone? Are these people eligible to renegotiate their
No,
contract?
they got
Oh,
laid
they just
off.
gone.
They're gone. No renegotiating, no nothing. Gone. Done
Well,
at ESPN.
They all going to Fox.
Not all of them are going to Fox.
Jeff Van Gundy is gonna be. He's finna join Turner Sports and be with his brother.
Yeah, he probably there.
Jalen might be the new host on Undisputed, or he might go to Marcellus route.
Jalen Rose ain't going to Undisputed.
Hey, I heard that.
No,
I heard it.
Undisputed with Skip Bayless and Jalen Rose. Let that sink in your head. Really?
I know it sounds crazy.
No, absolutely not. There's no way in
But
hell.
niggas are tuning in every day to see it.
No.
Because we already know about Pistol Pete, Water Pistol Pete.
Jalen Rose won't tune in to see that. This man not going to work with Skip Bayless. He doesn't have a relationship with Skip Bayless, and Skip Bayless doesn't have a relationship with him. You gotta understand, just like First Take is Stephen A's show, and he could pick who he wants on there. Undisputed is Skip Bayless' show, and he can pick who he wants on there. He is not picking Jalen Rose. That's not going to happen.
So if he wouldn't pick Jalen, why would he pick Shady, who's going to challenge him also?
Because they have a relationship. They both work at Fox. That's why when a lot of people said,
So why wouldn't Max come in then?
Max, I don't think him and Skip Bayless would get along because Max Kellerman think he's smarter than everybody.
He is very smart.
He is very smart, but he think Max Kellerman will go in there and think Undisputed is me. Undisputed is not you. Undisputed is Skip Bayless.
You know what?
Just like when he was on First Take, Max Kellerman was First Take is me. No, it's not you. It's Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. picked you, not the other way around.
I wouldn't necessarily say that because Max Kellerman been working for ESPN for a long time. When I say a long time, you know.
Yeah, look how many times he got bounced.
Before he was on Around the Horn before reality.
Listen,
So he been
here what
working
I
for ESPN
here
for
what
a
I think
long
Jalen
time.
Rose need to do. Jalen Rose, excuse me, Max Kellerman. Here what I think they need to do. I think he need to join Marcellus Wiley and
Go his
start
own way.
and do their podcast,
No, he could just do boxing.
or he
He
could
could
just
just stick to doing boxing only.
go somewhere and do boxing. Yeah, because I ain't never been a big Max Kellerman fan like that. Anyway, I wasn't a fan of him like that when he was on Sports Nation.
I fuck with Max. What
I
do you
didn't
think Keyshawn should do? Retire?
I think Keyshawn Johnson should just chill, or maybe go work at NFL Network since NFL
Could be. Could
NFL
be.
Network.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Hey, could you see Steve Young
I
at
can
NFL
see
Network?
Steve Young going to NFL Network. I can see Susie Cobra going to NFL Network, but
What about Mel Kiper?
I can see him going to NFL Network. Well, Mel Kiper's still at ESPN.
I mean,
Todd
Lachey.
McShay. I can see the football people that got let go from ESPN going to NFL Network.
And not Fox.
Not Fox. I'm not high on Fox when it comes to like Fox. Put it like this: Fox to me, they cater more to football than they do basketball.
They do. They have to.
But you look at the people they got at Fox that talk football. You got Emmanuel Acho. You got Shady McCoy. You got Dave Hellman. Who else do they have?
Howie. Michael.
Oh, the people. Fox, the morning show. Howie and Jimmy and not Sean Payton.
The little leprechaun.
Jay Glazer.
Yeah.
Kurt Menefee. Terry Bradshaw.
Jimmy.
Strahan. They got their
Colin. Michael Vick.
Colin, Michael Vick. They got their people. I don't know what those people would add to there, but I would love those people at NFL Network.
Yes.
Jalen Rose, I would love Jalen Rose on TNT and NBA TV.
As an in-game analyst, right?
Whatever. Jalen Rose is a Swiss Army knife when it comes to talking basketball. I think he needs to go to NBA TV and TNT.
I think it'll work.
I think Turner needs to be. They need
to put him on NBA TV.
They need to
and not add him to the guys.
They need to no. Don't add him to the guys. Don't mess up the inside the NBA. Don't mess that up. That is gold. You don't mess that up. But I think Turner Sports need to do what the Clippers did to DeAndre Jordan. They need to barricade his ass in his house and say, "What do you want? Because we will give you what you want to come to us." Jalen Rose and TNT is gold. Gold.
I think he also need to start
Gold.
back up some shit with Jacoby.
Nah, I think that ship
You
is
think it's
sailed.
over? I mean, they can't call it Jalen and Jacoby because ESPN own the rights to that.
Yeah, ESPN owns that. I think that ship is sailed. So,
I mean, you don't think they show would be successful if they went their own way now?
who?
Jalen and Jacoby, if they
No,
did
they're gonna be-
another version.
They're gonna be, yeah, they will, but they can't call it Jalen and Kobe. So I just think Jalen Rose needs to go to Turner. He needs to go to Turner Sports. Go to Turner Sports, Jalen Rose.
He could, hey,
Please go to Turner Sports,
he
Jalen
can
Rose.
replace his boy Chris Webber.
Please go to Turner Sports, Jalen Rose. I would love to see him at TNT calling games with the who's their top guy over there? Kevin Harlan, Brian
Kevin
Anderson?
Harlan, Reggie Miller.
No, the broadcast. Kevin Hart, Brian Anderson, Spiritides. Iron Eagle. I don't know. I would love to see him. I would love to see him at Turner
Grant
Sports
Hill,
and NBA team.
Jim Jackson.
The people that they saying could replace Jeff Van Gundy because they broke that team up is JJ Redick.
JJ Redick and Mark Jackson.
JJ Redick, Mark Jackson. I don't know.
What about the nigga that be yelling all the time?
Who?
Not Harlan, the other one. Bang!
Mike Breen. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the team. It was Mike Breen, Mark Jackson, and Jeff Van Gundy.
So you think they're gonna make it just Breen and Mark Jackson, or they gonna add a person?
They'll probably add a person. They want
Jay Will or JJ Redick?
They said JJ Redick. It's not gonna be Jay Will. It's not gonna be him.
RJ?
Hell no.
You funny.
Hell no.
That shit is crazy, man. What they got going on right now.
But speaking of ESPN, if somebody had you want to get on, and I already know who it is because I didn't like that shit either. So I'm gonna let you have the floor on this one.
All right, man. Malika Andrews. It's already bad enough that you done sold us out and you don't fuck with your own kind. But for you to try to ruin this young man night, and as he's an aspiring young black man trying to progress himself in his craft on the biggest night of his life, for you to bring up some bullshit, some speculation, was not the time, was not the moment, and that was totally unprofessional on your behalf, totally unethical on your behalf, and ESPN and its family of networks, Disney. Since y'all won't let my nigga Orlando get back on That's So Raven, why don't you reprimand this woman for the same thing? Like, she was totally out of pocket, out of line, out of character, out of place, out of sorts with her antics.
Everybody didn't watch what or hear what was said, so let people know what was said.
Basically, when the young man, she was interviewing him and his family around on draft night, she brought up the potential murder charges that he had, potential that he may or may not be involved in, and that was not the moment, time, or place
at all.
You know what I mean? That was, I don't know. That's
completely
like
uncalled for. Completely uncalled
Hey,
for.
she pulled a Samuel L. Jackson from Django on us.
Completely uncalled for. Listen, my thoughts on Malika Andrews, I haven't been a fan of hers from day one.
Yeah,
I know
you are no Michelle Beadle.
I know how she got where she got because of the whole situation with Rachel Nichols. It is what it is.
That's who it was? I thought it was Beadle.
No, it was Rachel Nichols.
Yeah, Nichols.
Rachel Nichols.
My girl.
But I'm not a fan of Michelle Beadle either. But it was a whole Rachel Nichols situation, which is why Malika Andrews got where she got. A situation, a position that I personally felt was intended for Maria Taylor. Shout out to Maria Taylor. I don't like how she carries herself as this uppity Sage Steele type woman, this Auntie Tina as we call her in our chat.
Sage Steele is cool.
No, she's not. She's worse than Malika Andrews. Worse. I don't like what Malika Andrews did in the whole Ime Udoka situation. And I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to ruffle any feathers.
But I don't like how she tried to G-check Stephen A. on his own show.
I don't like how she tried to go on First Take and G-check Stephen A. Smith, which is why she got put in her place. There are certain people at ESPN that you could say what you want to say to. Stephen A. Smith ain't one of them. He's the face of ESPN
Michael
Sports.
Wilbon is not another one of them.
Michael Wilbon is not another one of them because that's Stephen A.'s OG.
And Michael Kornheiser is another one.
Tony Kornheiser. But
my bad, fans.
Yeah, just uncalled for to bring up that type of question. Like he said on the biggest night of this man's life, this man's dream just came true. He just got drafted to play basketball at the highest level. And you're going to bring up something that, honestly, you could ask that in another interview, not on draft night.
I mean, it's no different than when they was asking Dez Bryant about his mama being a prostitute on draft night or in his draft interviews.
You don't ask those questions on draft night. I'm not a fan of Malika Andrews. I don't know if I'll ever be a fan of Malika Andrews. Sometimes I don't even watch NBA Today because of Malika Andrews. I really don't appreciate what she did or tried to do to Jalen Rose.
I mean, who's worse, her or Perk? I mean,
by far her. I could deal with Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins can be funny. Malika Andrews,
yes, funny saying some outlandish
yeah,
things.
he said some outlandish stuff, but he also said some stuff that are facts.
Yeah.
Malika Andrews to me is an Auntie Tina, and I don't.
But she's not that old. That's the thing.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. I don't know. I don't rock with Malika Andrews. I don't respect what she does. I don't respect what she says. Like I said, there's times where I don't watch NBA Today because she's on there and she's gonna say some bullshit. Like I said, I don't agree with what she tried to do to Jalen Rose. Talk about he touched my shoulder, that was inappropriate, but you be letting Richard Jefferson touch all over you, and that's appropriate. I don't get it. I don't get it. I do not get it. I do not get it. And the fact that you had a problem with what Ime Udoka did inside the Boston Celtics organization, aren't you dating a coworker? It's fraternization, last I checked, ain't it? Okay, we're not gonna get into that.
Hey, last time I checked,
I'm just saying, people need to, Potts need to stop calling the kettle black. That's all I'm saying, and that's Malika Andrews. To me.
Now I want to get on ESPN head again. ESPN, how is it that everyone associated with Clutch Sports that works for your network still works for your network, and everyone that's not a LeBron slurper got fired? Explain this. You got to make it make sense for me, because everyone that's on board with the LeBron, everybody that's hyping up and bigging up LeBron, they're still there. Everyone that's on ESPN and the Disney World of Networks staff that is a Clutch client representative is still working for them. So are you mean to tell me that LeBron is taking over ESPN? Like, let me know what's really going on ESPN.
That's a speculation thought, and I'm gonna let him be alone on that one. Before I get on my next person's head, breaking news: Brook Lopez, 2 years, $48 million with the Bucks.
Not surprising.
Not surprising at all. But Bruce Brown, everybody wants you to get your bag, and I'm not against people getting the bag. Get your money, man. You won your championship. Get your money, man.
Get your marbles, get your chips, get paid.
But you played yourself. Man, I'm going to tell you how you played yourself. You signed a deal with Indiana, 2 years, I believe it was $45 million or whatever it was. And you let them have a team option on you for the second year. Who was negotiating your contract, man?
Latrell Sprewell.
Who the hell, seriously, who the hell was negotiating your contract with Indiana, man? The
So
team.
you gotta feed his family, though.
The team has a second year option on you. The team, not you. The team. You're a role player. You're not good like that. You're not good like that. You played your role in Denver. You averaged 11 points and 4 rebounds or whatever it was. You helped Denver win the championship. I am not going to take that away from you. But you're a role player, sir. Number one, you're not worth the money Indiana gave you. That's just my opinion. You're not worth the money that they gave you. You went from making, $6-7 million to jump to 20-something million a year? That's not role player money. That's starter level money. That's all-star level money. You are not an all-star. You went to a team that didn't make the playoffs last year. Close to making the playoffs last year. As we said about Washington earlier, Indiana may be a play-in team. I don't see them winning a play-in game if they get there. And there's a guy in my chat that pumps you up like you this next Hall of Famer in the making, and you're not. For the contract that you got, there's expectations that come with that I don't think you're going to live up to. No one's going to talk about you like that next season. Not in Indiana. There's no Nikola Jokic in Indiana. There's no Jamal Murray in Indiana. There's no Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in Indiana. There's no Michael Porter Jr. in Indiana.
No Gordon.
There's no Aaron Gordon in Indiana. So
what he's basically saying to you fans is he's going to be Oz King when he left the motherfucking Rams and went to the Detroit Lions.
and thought he was gonna be something, and you knocked that. So, hey, I salute you for getting your money. Everybody that makes it to the NBA, get your money. But you had a situation that worked for you in Denver, and you let the money talk you out of that situation, and your agents did a terrible job negotiating your contract with Indiana and let them get a team option on you for year 2 instead of you getting a player option for year 2. You put the ball in their court. So now you got to show and prove that you're more than just 11 points and 4 rebounds a game. Role player. 11 points and 4 rebounds a game ain't going to cut it with the Pacers. It ain't going to cut it. It's not going to cut it.
With more opportunity and shots, he might score more.
We'll see. We will see. But for 20-something million a year, I need 20 points a game from you, sir. I don't see that in your future. And that's just my take on that.
Before we get on, you got any then to give our viewers about what you think are on your take at this point of the MLB season, or you gonna save your thoughts on that?
As far as what's going on in baseball, that reminds me
Hey,
too.
we gotta
Wait a
get
minute, wait,
talk about baseball too, guys.
wait, because you just reminded me. There's 2 teams I want to get on their heads.
Oh yeah, go have at it, man.
I need the San Diego Padres and the New York Mets to come to the front of the congregation so I can have a word with both of y'all. When are y'all going to learn that you cannot buy a championship? You can't buy a championship.
Unless you're a Steinbrenner.
It hasn't worked for him. The Yankees ain't won since 2009.
But it worked though.
Yeah, back then. It don't work now.
Yeah.
You have to build your team. You have to build up your minor league organization. Get guys that can actually play the game. Let them go through the minor leagues and build up their case and build up their game so you can bring them up to the major league level so they can produce. You know who did that? The team that y'all think tried to buy the championship, my Dodgers. You want to know all the young names that came out of our minor league organizations? Corey Seager, he's a World Series MVP.
Yeah.
Cody Bellinger, Rookie of the Year, MVP. Clayton Kershaw,
Yes, sir.
one of the greatest pitchers ever. Will Smith, who's about to be an All-Star. Julio Urias was our best pitcher last year. Jock Peterson, a World Series champion. These are all names that came up. Walker Buehler, who's going to be back next year. He had Tommy John, so he's out this year. These are names that came up through the minor leagues for the Dodgers and ended up on a big league roster and contributed.
Right.
The big moves we made were Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. Mookie Betts helped us win a World Series ring. Freddie Freeman is a champion already.
And before that era, I think the next biggest move we did was Manny.
Manny Ramirez, exactly. But even with that era, guys like James Loney came up through our system. Matt Kemp came up through our system.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's how you get it done.
That's how we stay relevant.
That's how you stay relevant. You build up your minor league system, which the Dodgers have a top 3 minor league system, and you groom these guys so when they come up, they're ready to contribute.
Was it that, or is it the Dodgers have always had a great pitching system and
Minor league-
better pitching than hitting?
Minor league system, I'm telling you.
Because the teams with better hitting, like take the Yankees from last season, right? They had great hitting,
And then
but in the playoffs they didn't have no
yeah,
pitching.
you
and they lost.
gotta have pitching. But the reason why I'm talking to the Padres and the Mets because these teams, if I'm not mistaken, spent what? Almost
$1 billion.
$1 billion in the offseason signing guys. And you got one team that's in what? 4th place in the NL East?
That they are.
Because Atlanta's better than them. Atlanta's the best team in the National League. Could possibly be the best team in baseball. Miami is surprising people this year.
Very much.
Winning games. Philadelphia is starting to recapture some of the magic that got them to the NLCS last year, and Nationals suck. So then there's the Mets.
Bryce Harper's still there, right?
Where?
Philly.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah.
So then there's the Mets. You spent all this money on Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander, two old pitchers who ain't done shit this year. You spent money on Pete Alonso, who he's done what he's supposed to do. Francisco Lindor hasn't had a great year. Starling Marte hasn't had a great year. Like, you spent all this money on guys who are not having great years. San Diego, you spent all this. You made this move for Juan Soto last year. He ain't been shit since he got there. Xander Bogaerts, you spent all this money on him to play shortstop over a guy who was great for y'all at shortstop. He ain't did shit.
Who's the dude they signed for all that money, bro? The dude in the offseason, the one team, the Mets was trying to sign him, but then they backed out the deal and he wound up going to the Padres.
Xander Bogaerts,
Yeah,
the shortstop.
for sure.
But then you got Manny Machado, who you signed for the money you gave him in
That's the
extension
one I
or
was
whatever.
talking about, Machado.
Manny Machado ain't been shit this year. Fernando Tatis, when he finally came back from his suspension, he's been good. But
He's still little
it's
bro.
kind of not the same.
It's always gonna be little bro.
All the money that the Padres spend on pitching, their pitching has been ass this year. Yu Darvish has not been good. Blake Snell has not been good. Joe Musgrove, I'm so sick of you talking shit.
In our lifetime, when have the Padres been good, bro?
1 year.
To the point to where they was a threat to the Dodgers.
1998. When they went to the World Series and got swept by the Yankees. That was
A long time ago.
Yeah. But Joe Musgrove, I'm so sick of you talking shit about how much fight the Padres got. When y'all gonna start fighting? Because right now, I don't see the fight with the Padres. I don't see shit with the San Diego Padres.
At
I don't
this
see
point in the
absolutely
season, I
nothing.
think all the seasons is pretty much decided, except for the lower seasons.
I don't see nothing with the San Diego Padres. Another team, fourth place in the division, because the Diamondbacks, surprise of the National League,
Yes.
are in first place, and then the Dodgers, and then the Giants, and there's the Padres. The only reason why y'all not in last place is because the Colorado Rockies are an atrocity to baseball. But that's the only reason why y'all not in last place. But the two most disappointing teams in baseball this year has by far been
The Mets and the
San
Padres.
Diego Padres and the New York Mets.
And the New York Yankees.
At least they're winning a few games here and there. They've been a disappointment, but not like the Mets and the Padres. Those are by far the two biggest disappointments in baseball. You can't buy a championship. Build up your farm system, bring up guys, groom them, and then get them ready for the big leagues. So that way when they get to the big leagues, they can produce, and then you could possibly go somewhere and possibly win. The Padres thought because of what they did last year, we finally beat the Dodgers in the playoffs. We got to the NLCS. Let's just add this high-priced shortstop. Again, when you had a shortstop who was playing very well for y'all, but you want to add this other high-priced shortstop and move him, to the outfield?
It's crazy,
What
bro.
are you doing, San Diego? What are you doing? That's why y'all in fourth place in the division, and it don't look like y'all gonna get better anytime soon.
Mm-mm.
It don't look like y'all gonna get better anytime soon. So now what? Now you're in a position where
Man,
the trade deadline is coming up right after the All-Star break. Y'all gonna have to move some guys. Or maybe it's before, I don't know. But y'all gonna have to move some guys now.
It's July,
Same with
bro.
the Mets.
The playoffs start in 2 months.
Same with the Mets.
If they ain't got it together by now,
I mean,
been
it's
3
still
months.
it's still 3 months left in the season. You still got July, August, and September still left in the season. But halfway through the season, the Padres and Mets ain't shit. And
Right.
they're the two teams that spent the most money during the offseason to try to the Mets compete with the Braves and the Phillies, the Padres to try to compete with the Dodgers, and it's not working.
yeah, man.
It's not working. So they got to do something, man. They got to do something, man. It's not working, San Diego. It's not working, New York.
Man. One of y'all gonna find out. Y'all will always be Flint Hart Glamgold, and the motherfucking Dodgers will always be Scrooge McDuck. Always, always.
So with that being said, man, we're gonna go ahead and raise. Appreciate y'all for tuning in again. The Big Skill Podcast. Enjoy y'all 4th of July. Be safe this weekend. Don't be out here blowing people's fingers off and shit and getting drunk at barbecue.
Hey, don't drive drunk. Don't be
Uber,
that drunk uncle
Uber,
or that drunk
Lyft,
brother.
designated driver cabs are your best friends.
Or just lay there and sleep it off,
Or
man.
just chill and sleep it off, man. Don't do nothing stupid, man. We don't want to see nobody get caught up in some shit and lose their life because they want to be stupid and show off and whatever the case is. So be smart this weekend, but have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Signing off, truly yours. It's the one and only Big and Skip podcast. Press that like button, press that share button, press that subscribe button, tell a friend, bring a friend, come again, and we will see you soon.
Next time, we out.
Yeah.